And welcome to Plan Smart, Retire Well. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Mark Freed and Lisa Odosky. Mark is the president, Lisa the vice president of TFG Wealth Management. Lisa, let me start with you. How are you today?
Great. How are you today? So great to be here.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to see you. Yeah. And Mark, always a pleasure to see you. How are you today?
Good to see you. Yeah, doing well, hanging in there, trying to have fun, enjoy life.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this is a special treat for me because I've been able to host shows with just you, Mark, and with just you, Lisa. This is the first time for me to host the two of you together. Oh. So I'm so excited because you're known as the yin and the yang.
Yes, I've heard that before. You'll have to guess who's who.
Okay. That may take me a little bit. But I'm so excited about today's show, obviously, because I have you both together. But we're talking about such an important topic, the need to have a plan for retirement. Because, Mark, let me start with you. If someone's entering into the retirement years without a plan, what does that look like for someone?
That's a good question because they don't have a plan.
Yeah.
How could you possibly know what it looks like? We have so many decisions to make.
Yeah.
Taking Social Security, which account you want to take your money out of, and then the bills keep coming. The taxes have to get paid.
Sure.
You might want to have a little fun.
Sure.
Right? And what we see a lot is that people start denying themselves of things. They won't spend money because they're so afraid that they're going to run out of money. So instead of enjoying retirement and doing the things they want to do, they just sit at home and worry.
Oh, and we never want to see that. Lisa, what kind of advice do you have for someone that's coming into the office and perhaps they tell you, you know what, I just want to get by? What do you tell someone like that?
Well, I'm going to speak what Mark was just talking about. So we have people that don't want to spend money, but then we have the other people that spend too much money.
Okay.
Do we all know those?
Yes, we do.
So they want to do everything.
They want to do everything.
They want to do everything, and that's always a challenge.
That can get you into trouble.
That can get you into trouble, and that's why you need your plan.
Sure.
Because every now and then we do have to have that conversation, that hard conversation with folks.
Yeah.
That your plan might be in jeopardy.
12 cruises this year. Can we cut it back to 6? And then take 6 next year. Here's the beauty of a plan.
Yeah.
You love to travel. You love to take big trips. You only have so much money, right?
Okay.
Let's say you want to take a $10,000 trip, but really, that's a lot. Okay, but if we budget, let's say we budget $5,000 a year for a trip. You want that $10,000 trip? You say, you know what? I'm going to take a smaller trip this year because I know I can roll that money over. I can do that big trip next year and then get back on track. You can do that because you have a plan and you understand. We know where the money's coming from, what's going to be happening. We have a couple, they came in, they were getting ready to retire, and they're taking a trip around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how much a trip around the world costs. But not only that, they're selling their house, they're putting all their stuff in storage, and they're like, we'll figure it out when we get back. We got a plan, just take care of our stuff for us.
Wow. That's fantastic.
And off they go.
Have they already left?
No, they couldn't. They had it delayed, so it'll be this January,
Oh,
hopefully.
My goodness.
Hopefully, yeah. But it's all paid for, ready to go, and all figured out. And again, we had a zig and zag because something came up, but that's okay, and they're right on track. So, yes, there are times that we have to have hard conversations, but more often than not, it's having those great conversations with people.
Right.
Either talking about what item on their bucket list they checked off, or what's the next thing they're going to do.
Okay.
Mark, do you remember the meeting we had with one of
he
the
already
clients?
knows. He's laughing.
Yeah, because we're talking about the bucket list, and they were so excited that they got this thing off their bucket list. We couldn't wait to hear what it was. It was a whole house generator They got a whole house generator. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the whole house generator off
What?
the bucket list. Okay.
Were they losing power quite frequently?
No,
Just
they just always wanted a home. See, here's
That
the
was
thing.
right.
Everybody's retirement vision is different.
yeah,
There is
absolutely.
no cookie cutter. And, if you look around at a lot of the big box places, the big box store, financial stores and all, it's, do you want Happy Meal A, Happy Meal B, or Happy Meal C? And, that's just not what we're about.
Yeah.
You want a whole house generator, you want to take a trip around the world. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it, but people come in to see us. We'll have a talk, and we'll say, please tell us what it's like. And we always add, don't hold back.
Yeah.
I mean, really, because people will edit themselves. Can't promise you're going to make it, but our job is to figure out the plan to try and make that possible.
I love that. Lisa, what are some of the people asking you today more than ever before when it comes to planning retirement? Is there one question that you hear more than anything else?
Do we have enough money to retire?
Number one question.
Number one question. Are we going to make it? And our answer to them is,
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
And that goes back to a plan.
Sure.
Right? If they had a plan, they wouldn't be asking the question.
Absolutely.
Right?
they would know.
And all of the families we serve,
Yeah.
they know exactly where they are. They come in and they meet with us 1, 2, 3 times a year, whatever makes sense for them.
Sure.
And it's fabulous. It gets us up in the morning so we can head into the office and hopefully have a great day.
Well, we've talked about this before because no 2 days are ever the same for both of you. You're always meeting with different people and you have different stories and just different things to share with each other. And I think that's amazing. So, Mark, how long does that first consultation take when someone first comes in?
So when they come in for the retirement readiness review,
Okay.
it takes anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
It's about you. It's about what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
It's about, tell us, do you have a pressing financial concern? Maybe we can work through with you. What is your vision of retirement? What's worrying you? And we get all that. And we're really finding out about the person, their family, their spouse.
Okay.
And then they give us the pile of stuff. Right? We take all their financial information, insurance, whatever it is that they have, and we go away for about 5 to 7 days, and we come back to them with our review and a basic plan.
Okay.
So, and then the conversation begins.
Okay.
And, it's amazing that moment when you see the light bulb go off.
Sure.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know this is possible. Oh, that's where we are. Okay. The stress lifts.
Yes.
It's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and, that's why we offer the retirement readiness review.
Sure.
And it is only for 10 folks who call every show.
Okay.
So if you want a retirement readiness review, if you want to know where you're at right now, to be like one of the families we serve, call 888-568-1755. That's 888-568-1755. You have to call right now, okay? We can't start the process. It's up to you. And don't you want to know if you're on track, if you can take those trips, what's going on in life? It is painless. It is complimentary. Okay, and we have great coffee. We have some chocolate. We have some fun, and we're going to get to learn a lot about you. You're going to get to learn a lot about us. So call right now, 888-568-1755. We only take 10 appointments per show.
Perfect time for us to go to the phones. Lisa, thank you so much. Mark, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, the phone lines are now open. That number to call is 888-568-1755. As Mark mentioned, we only have 10 complimentary spots available today, so please don't miss the opportunity to grab one of those. Again, 888-568-1755. We'll be right back after this very short commercial break.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan. This is a $999 value that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have, by running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go? And who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review today.
And welcome back to Plan Smart, Retire Well. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Freed and Lisa Odosky. Mark is the president and Lisa the vice president of TFG Wealth Management. A wonderful show that we're having today, again, talking about such an important topic, planning for retirement. So once you design a plan for someone, Lisa, how often can they expect to hear from you throughout the year?
Well, you know what? I'm going to let Mark start that, and then I'm going to
Okay.
finish that because he has
So
great information.
From
Okay.
the plan perspective, we absolutely do a full review once a year.
Okay.
But then their plan is actually updated regularly through our system so that we can see where things are going. And I'm sitting in the back watching all of that, looking at the strategies, but we don't want to just have it be a numbers conversation.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we work together, because then Lisa picks up the other part.
Where I will just call and say hello. I'll just call and chat. And how are things going with you? The last few months it was, have you got your vaccination? And, the rollout in where we were was a little rough, so we talked about that and where was the best place to go, and we gave each other ideas. And the ideas I got, I passed to other families, so it was wonderful.
Absolutely. So, Mark, when we've been on the show together, you've always talked about how Lisa is so warm and engaging. People love to hear from her, that you love to give the facts. You're very
Right.
direct. You're a people person as well. But Lisa takes it to a totally different level. It's kind of that female perspective, if you will.
Yes.
All about nurturing.
Nurturing.
And then, whether it's a new grandchild or some other event, obviously when Lisa is talking to them and finding out, and whether flowers need to go out, or whether, she'll say at our regular meetings, we have regular meetings where we talk about our clients all the time. She'll say, oh, so-and-so had a grandbaby. Do we think they might be interested in maybe saving for them or whatever? And so we start kind of working and coming up with these ideas that they might be interested in, they might find it helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, do you know what we send for our grandparents' gifts? We try to send a piggy bank
Oh,
to get
that's
them on the road to savings.
Yes.
That is perfect.
With
What
their
a
names
big-
engraved, if we have all the information.
That's
it's beautiful.
very special.
Yeah,
That really is. So, Mark, I have to ask, if someone's in the viewing audience today and they have not heard from their advisor in, let's say, the past year, is that a red flag in your opinion?
I would be really surprised. Again, we're a registered investment advisory firm, which means we're a fiduciary.
Okay.
And the general definition of a fiduciary is to put your client's interests first over yours.
Okay.
Well, how can you possibly put your client's interests over yours if you don't know what their interests are, right? And that is why we have this two-pronged approach to, talking and understanding what's going on in our clients' lives, so that we can be thinking ahead and preparing for what might be coming. So I would be very skeptical, and that's kind of why a second opinion is so important.
Sure.
Right? Are you on track? Are you doing okay? One of the things that I hate to hear when someone comes in to visit with us for the first time, and they're with an advisor, So of course I'll ask, well, why are you here if you're already with an advisor? Like, well, my advisor told me I was going to be okay when I asked him about retirement, but that was it. Well, what does okay mean?
Exactly.
And how do you put okay? Is that a piece of paper? You get a piece of paper, it says okay,
Yeah, exactly.
and here's your plan. Where we produce a written plan for our clients, it gets updated. We give them updated plans every time we meet. We run risks analysis. We do income planning. We look at tax implications. And these things change every year.
Sure.
Or even more than every time, a few times a year.
Sure.
So there's always something to do, in planning and in having something to talk to our clients about.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, people will say, well, I already have a plan. And what they actually have are accounts.
Okay, just their statements,
Just
if
their
you will.
statements, right. So we have to educate them that that's not a plan.
Lisa, are the needs different for, let's say, single females, if you will? What would their specific needs be versus a married couple?
Well, it is going to be different. Taxes for singles.
Okay.
Right. The tax rates are different. Social Security,
Okay.
long-term care. Who's going to care for them?
Okay.
So we go over quite a bit with our single. We have quite
Quite
a
a
bit.
few.
Yes,
Because
we
you're
do.
very passionate about educating women specifically and also empowering them to take charge of their finances. Let's talk a little bit about maybe some of the workshops. I know Mark made an appearance at one.
Oh, a very brief appearance at a Women's Wealth and Wellness. Here comes Mark
I
Freed.
thought that would be a good idea. Stop by, say hello.
Clients were like, "What's he doing here?"
They weren't like that at all.
They were. They were happy. They were actually happy to see him.
Yes.
But he
For about 5 minutes.
learned quickly that it wasn't his thing to
No.
be there.
Okay.
Never been back.
No, that was it was I think one of maybe our first events.
Right, it was at the winery.
It was at the
Yeah.
winery,
Okay.
and we had a long-term care speaker,
Okay.
and he stopped by to say hello and didn't stay long.
Okay.
No. I mean,
All
you've
right.
done long-term care.
Yep.
You've done Medicare. You've done beneficiaries, estate planning. You've done self-defense.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
One was just, unfortunately, we had to cancel. What was the one that
The
was?
traveling alone, women
The traveling alone.
Oh.
Yeah.
We had
Interesting.
we have a one of our families. She went to Russia by herself, took a trip by herself. So,
Wow.
So we were going to have her come in to talk to the other single people, because the one thing we hear about single people, they love to travel.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard.
Right.
And especially on cruises, you have to pay for a double. I don't know. They tell us that they have to pay for a double rate.
Yeah.
So it's
Interesting.
Yeah. So we've learned, and then we were trying to help them.
Oh, that's amazing. What
gathering.
an amazing idea for a workshop. So where do you come up with these ideas, Lisa?
I don't know.
They just come out of the
I think I like
Probably just the conversations they
Yeah,
have.
I
mean,
love that.
conversations. Yeah, definitely the
No.
conversations, because what happens is I hear what they're saying.
Yes.
I listen to what they're saying, and then I take it in. And at 2:00 in the morning, when you wake up, and you think, "This is how I could help them."
Yes.
We can have a workshop on how to travel as a single person.
I love that. I love that. Well, Mark, there's a special offer that you're going to be presenting to the viewing audience today. Do you want to talk about that right now before we head to the commercial break?
Absolutely. Our retirement readiness review.
Okay.
Now, our retirement readiness review has a number of pieces to it.
Okay.
We have, how long is your money going to last? How much income can you expect from your investments? How much in taxes could you possibly pay based on where your money is? Social Security benefits, what's the best strategy for you given where you're at? And much, much more. And so if you call 888-568-1755, you'll be able to make an appointment to come in and visit with us and get your retirement readiness review, which is all of those things wrapped up plus more. Now, it's painless, it's complimentary, so you really have no reason not to pick up the phone right now. 888-568-1755. We like to say, you only retire once, so you don't want to make a mistake.
Absolutely. You have to get it right.
Get it right.
Mark, thank you so much. Lisa, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, the phone lines are now open. That number to call is 888-568-1755. You have a complimentary review coming your way if you're one of the first 10 callers. And again, don't miss this opportunity. 888-568-1755. We have to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We have so much more when we come back.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just a downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
And welcome back to Plan Smart, Retire Well. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Freed and Lisa Odosky. Mark is the president, Lisa the vice president of TFG Wealth Management. And a great show that we're having today, talking about all the important things surrounding retirement. Like you said, Mark, you only retire once. You want to get it right.
You want to get it right.
So important. So we were talking in the commercial break a little bit about some special events that you've planned for your clients. Let's talk about that cruise that was supposed to happen, Lisa.
Yeah, I'll just talk about that for a moment. It was a year in the making. Our clients, they love to cruise. So we put together a cruise to see who would like to go. And we had an outpouring, of course, of families that wanted to go. We were leaving on a Saturday. The Friday before at 2 p.m., we all started getting text. Do you remember the phones going crazy?
Crazy.
The boat had to be rerouted, and it was a 5-day cruise, and it ended up being canceled. And everyone, of course, got their money back and all, but it was really sad. Yeah.
Because so many of your clients love to cruise.
They do.
They want to travel during their retirement.
They want to travel, and some of the places they've been are unbelievable. It's just another example of, you do your best to plan. It was a year in the making.
Wow.
And, it came from one of the clients. Well, we negotiated discounts, because it was a group and all of that. And everybody was paying for themselves, but, at a lower cost. Have to put that in.
Yeah, you have to put that in, because some people are like, you bought paying?
But, these things happen.
Sure.
And 2 p.m. on Friday, we got the entire team, at TFG, and they went to work, and everybody got notified, everything got settled out, and everybody got their money back, and it was all okay. But it's just another example about that unexpected. Now, this was just a cruise.
Okay.
But how many unexpected things happen in life?
Oh, sure.
Good
Look at COVID.
and bad.
Yeah,
right,
that was unexpected.
Right. Mm-hmm. And, are you prepared?
Yeah.
One of the interesting things about the Retirement Readiness Review is we do a stress test.
Okay.
Okay? And the stress test, we take a look at what ifs. If it was 2008 again, and you were exactly in these investments, where would you be? 2001, end of 2018. COVID, looking back, what would have happened to your investments? What would have happened to that income? Folks who when you're developing your investment plan and you're going through that accumulation phase, things are going well, and things have been going well for a while. Everybody gets revved up. Oh,
Sure.
This is great. Doing better and doing better, and just put more money in and more money in. Everything is going great, I like to say, until it isn't.
That is true.
And you have to always keep that in mind. I'm not going to say how long Lisa's been in the business.
Okay.
I've been in the business almost 30 years. She certainly has a lot of experience. And, we've seen a lot through our experiences and through our careers.
Okay.
And we bring that to the table, and we've each seen things in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's, we use that when we're doing our planning, when we're putting our review together, to really help the families we serve make sure that whether it's good times, bad times, or unexpected things, that they're going to be okay.
Sure. That's the most important thing that you just said, Mark, obviously, because it's a very customizable plan. It's a living, breathing organism, if you will, because life changes. Perfect example, a very good friend of mine was entering retirement. Her adult child moved back home with her daughter, so all of a sudden her whole plan for retirement changed.
Right.
And so you have to be able to adjust to the different needs. Are you having calls like that quite a bit, Lisa? with
We do.
Changes?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of changes, of course, and with the adult children moving back in, taking care of their parents.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Absolutely.
And we talk about that when we first meet our families. Are your parents still living? How are they going to be taken care of? Do you need to put that into your plan? Are you going to be not only taking care of them, but sometimes you have to help financially?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
and where are the kids?
Yeah, where are your kids? How far are your kids?
Are they in the basement?
I love that.
We have a family right now buying their daughter a home in New York. So
Well,
I mean,
when all of this happened,
Yeah.
my son works in New York, and we needed to start working from home. So I was looking around the house. He's in his 20s. I was looking around the house, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. His room. So I called him up, and I said, Stephen, you got 30 days. Come get your stuff, because that's my office.
Did he come get his stuff?
He did. I mean, what he didn't get, we put in the basement. But,
Okay. Yeah.
one way to prevent children coming home is to take over their room.
That
Exercise,
makes
right?
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
New office, all that. But these are the challenges we face.
Sure.
You know?
Mark, if someone's in the audience today, and we only have about a minute left in the show, what final words of advice do you want to give them about the importance of having a plan in place for retirement?
Peace of mind.
Okay.
If nothing else, a plan will give you peace of mind. You will know what's going to happen in the future. You will understand if tomorrow was good or tomorrow was bad. And it all starts with the Retirement Readiness Review.
Okay.
And that's why you have to call 888-568-1755 right now. Come in, meet with us. I think there's only 2 or maybe even 1 appointment left.
Yeah,
So
2.
call right now, grab that last spot, 888-568-1755. Come in, visit. It's relaxed, it's nice, we'll have a cup of coffee, Lisa and I will chat with you. Or if you don't want to come in, we can do a Zoom meeting, whatever makes sense.
Okay. All right. Lisa, thank you so much for another amazing show this week.
great
Mark,
being
thank
here.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Good seeing you.
So great to be together.
Yes.
Most importantly, to the viewers at home, thank you for spending time with us. That number to call is 888-568-1755. This is your opportunity to call in and grab that last spot that's available for the consultation. Again, thank you for watching. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We will see you back here 1 week from today. Take care now.